I'm here outside the hospital in Swan River where 10 students and a bus driver are recovering after their school bus flipped while on the way to school this morning. 4 others were airlifted to Health Sciences Centre in Winnipeg where they are recovering with non-life-threatening injuries. RCMP told CBC the crash happened on Highway 10, which is about 70 kilometers north of here, and officers were on scene by 8:35. The 14 students were from Swan Valley Regional Secondary School, as well as Northern Lights Institute of Trades and Technology. They and the driver were treated at the scene and then sent to hospitals. I spoke with a father who had a child on a second school bus that was traveling in the same direction. The father says his child told him that the bus that eventually rolled had tried to pass, and that is when it lost control and hit the ditch. RCMP has corroborated that story and say the bus was heading south on the highway, rolled, and then came to a stop when it was right side up. Road conditions were described as slippery at the time of the accident. A family room has been set up inside the hospital for families, including parents, grandparents, and caregivers of the students and bus driver. All of those people are inside the hospital. Chief Nelson Janai of Sepatoyak First Nation has been with the family since before noon and said people are shocked and traumatized but are focused on recovery. He also said something else, that as a grandparent, he shares the fears that people here are feeling.
When you expect your child to go to school, you're hoping your child is going to make it to school, and that comes from, as a parent, you're hoping that, when you go to school, they're looked after. So everybody has a responsibility to play.
Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe said the incident was a, quote, very scary situation. While speaking at an unrelated news conference this afternoon, he was asked about the possibility of mandatory seatbelts on school buses in Manitoba.
I'm open to the conversation, but we have to be patient about identifying what took place in this instance before we rush to propose the right solution.
The Friendship Centre here also opened its doors to families of the crash victims, but staff told me that people stayed at the hospital with loved ones, so they sent food, soup and bannock for about 50 people. Michelle McDougall, CBC News, Swan River.